I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
The witch?
So just came out.
Now the witch is back!
Yes, indeed! The witch is back, because they're back, because they're back, because the witches are back. I do it every week and I still don't know the song. But good evening, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to today's live stream. This is Beyond Authentic. To everybody that was just in the members only, I managed to unplug and replug the second monitor. So as long as I don't breathe or look at it in any way, shape or form, then it's back to normal. So I've got it normal. Don't tell the technology pixies. No, don't tell them. Don't tell the little effers that it's I've got it working, because that's not a good thing. So, by the way, I didn't show. Look at my lovely teal, although it's looking a lot more turquoise. Witch's hat. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't that just a gorgeous colour? I wish I could find one in my favourite colour of all, which is of course deep purple. Just because. But yeah, I'm going to move it back to where it needs to be. Oh, in fact, hang on a second. If I move it to here, then I can still stream and you can still hear me. And unfortunately, it just means you can't see the microphone, but it should all be good. Right, I'm just going to adjust the camera before we need it, because if you were with me on the members only, by the way, the members only is every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. we do a members only stream, and also once a month, or sometimes more than once a month, we'll do a Friday night natter members only, which, as the name suggests, is done on a Friday night, and that's a lot more relaxed. We did one the other week. We did one the other week. Normally I say it's only 2 hours. We did one the other week with Neil, because Neil was in town, all the way from that there Outer Hebrides where Neil lives. And he came down to where I am in Yorkshire. And so we were like, oh, go on, we'll stream together because it's been a while. So we did that. Lots of fun. 4.5 hours. That live stream was 4.5 hours. So yeah, but members get, as I say, they get all of the members only stuff. There's some emojis and things in the chat that are members only, and they also get to point out whenever I say the word doodah that the members go bonkers, because I say it all the time. So do check that out if you would like. It also supports the channel and does lots of other things. I am still in the process, members, of just not tidying the desk, even though I'm blatantly tidying the desk. I know, right? I said I wasn't going to do that on the live stream, didn't I? I said I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to tidy the desk. I just need to make sure that I can put the cards down. Oh, and not stab my hand on a pin. That was really sharp. This is a little lizard pin. Ouch. Anywho, let's have a wee look. Let's get the chat working, which is, here we go. No, it's not on that one. Bear with. Right, bear with. I need to get into YouTube. Is being very slow today. I don't know why. I know people are going to be going, it's always slow, Lisa. I know, it can be. By the way, the top fans thing is on. I don't know what that means. The hype thing is on as well. Have you seen this on your YouTube yet? If you are watching this on your phone, for a start, if any of you gets disconnected, there is a link with YouTube's ad thingies. When they stick an advert on, for some reason a lot of people struggle staying in the chat. So if you get kicked and come back, it's because of that. It's because of whatever that issue is that YouTube is currently having. They say, according to them, that it isn't a thing, and that it is just, they say it's down to people's individual phones, which I do not think is the case. I don't think that, you know, an issue that's affecting Samsung phones and Android phones and Apple phones is down to the individual phones. I don't think it is. I think it's a YouTube issue, but they're saying it's down to people's phones. So anyway, if that happens and you get booted out and then have to come back in, apologies. There's nothing we can do about it on our end. We have tried and I've spoken to YouTube about it. So yeah, if the hype thing is there, if you're watching on your phone, what you have to do is if you go to where the comments are, and then if you press the comments thing, you can slide it across now, and if you slide it to the left, there is a hype option which you can hype channels, and it's done supposedly. It's a bit like London waiting. So you know, if you get a job, right, for instance, say you work in accounts department, right, for a supermarket, we'll say Tesco's, right? If you live in Leeds, then your wage will be, I don't know, we'll call it £20,000, £30,000, right? You live in Leeds, you work in the accountant thing for, what did I say? Tesco, £30,000. If you worked in London, you get an additional payment called London Waiting, WEIGHTING, which means because the cost of living in London is so much higher, they give you extra money to counterbalance. So you might earn 35 or 36,000 or whatever it is, instead of being somewhere else, which is why a lot of companies diversified their portfolio. No, they diversified their HQs and moved people around the country so they could pay them less, allegedly. Anyway, the same thing is supposed to be true of YouTube on the hype thing. They're supposed to give smaller channels a much bigger amount of points. I don't know. There's only been one YouTube video on this so far on the creators side. So the thing is, if this was a channel with 100,000 subscribers, you might get 3 points every time you hype my channel. But because we're a channel with 1,500 or 1,400, whatever we're on, I think about 1,430, it gets 300 points or something. Does that make sense? It's like they've skewed it somehow. I don't know if it works on the live streams. I can see some comments coming in saying it doesn't work on the live streams. So I don't know if it's that or whether it is, you know, it's just for the doodah, for the pre-records, the, what's it called? Normal videos, the uploaded videos. So I don't know. I do know I have hyped up several creators in the witchy field and in the field, and people that we know. So I have very much done that. So yes, if it's something that you can help with, do please hit the hype button. And top fans is on. Our current top fans, Patricia is in at number 1. Holland is in. I need the dun 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 digga 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 dun digga 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 dun 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 dun. I need that music playing, don't I? Really. In at number 1, we have Patricia. Curious Holland is in at number 2. Steady Eddie is away at the 3rd place position, bringing up the bronze. And in the number 1 isn't the top 3 position. The 4th position, we have Melinda. Hurrah to those people. You are the top fans of something or something like that or something. Yay. You'll get points for Griffin Puff. Yay. Points for Griffin Puff. La 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 la. Or something. There you go. Anyway. Oh, the slidey comments don't work on this video. Maybe it will work after the live is finished. Maybe. It does, actually. Thank you. That's very kind of you, putting it on different places. Oh, Holland. Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling poorly. We did light a candle earlier on the members only for health and healing, so do take that as well. It was very specific for some people, but very open, and for those of us around our community that need that healing support. So yeah, I know, trust me, that's where I am right now, my darling, where I am right now. Yep. The problem, Patricia, with slowing down is that we've got to do things. And when you've got a chronic illness, life still goes on. And unfortunately, when we're all low on spoons... Oh my God, you can't see the chat. 1 second, sorry. There we go. Unfortunately, when we are, those of us that have chronic pain conditions and things like that, it doesn't, the world doesn't stop for us. So when we are feeling poorly and when we're ill and when we're struggling, the world still has to go on. The bills still need to be paid. You've still got to, you know, pay your rent, pay your mortgage, pay your... Come on. Yeah, you've still got to do all those things. You've still got to go to work. You've still got to, you know, get up in the morning. It's really, really difficult. You've now got some nice new jammies with a cat on that says, ooh, people. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. We need photos, Holland. Something's probably... Woo! Something's probably just pinged for all of you. It didn't ping for me. But yes. Right, let me just have a quick look. Let me have a quick look. Oh my God, 16 months for Ed and for Holland. Thank you so much for your support. That's amazing. Slow mode is on. Yes, everything is on. And Patricia, wow. Amazing. Thank you so much. You are just the most kindest, most nicest of people. Yeah, for talking about memberships, if you didn't know, we do have the memberships open, and hang on. Here we go. I need to move this screen ever so slightly that way, and there we go. If you didn't know, 10% of the money that we get from memberships and Superchats and anything else we make on the channel, 10% goes to the PDSA, which is the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals, and they do amazing things. They help people who otherwise wouldn't afford vet bills. They are also the people that 9 times out of 10, if you find an injured animal that isn't yours, whether it's a wild animal or whether it's a, you know, somebody's pet, if it needs medical care, then they're the ones who will do it. And that's all done free. Obviously, if it's somebody's dog or cat and they can be traced back to them, then they would ask the owners, or the humans, I should say, to pay some of those costs back. But if that isn't possible, then PDSA will do the surgeries first and, you know, try and save the animals and all of that first, and then recover costs. It's a lot kinder that way. So yeah, 10% goes to them, and 10% has been going to the Albert Kennedy Trust. Now in October, that's shifting back over to Fight Bladder Cancer or Bladder Cancer UK. I was going to do it as of this month, but basically the way YouTube works, it's a month behind, so it will be from the what's the date? I think it's from the 18th of each month that the finances get, that the cut-off point is, and then, or is it? I'll have to double check. Basically, what I need to check is whether the money that comes in September is from August or from September. It's got to be from August, doesn't it? So I can do it from... Right, so then, from September, from this month, we're swapping Albert Kennedy out for Fight Bladder Cancer and Bladder Cancer UK. It's going to be a swapping each month, because those are the two charities that are helping me with my bladder cancer. Again, because as you know, the bladder cancer's come back because it's an arse. So yes. Anyway, we're going to do some tarot reading starting very, very soon. How do you get a reading on this here channel? It's very, very simple. Before anything else though, before we talk about how you get a reading, let's just make sure that everybody understands the rules. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or any time in the future. Yes, indeed. So, Patricia has put in the chat about how to get a free reading. Please wait until I announce a round. To get a reading, you need to wait to hear this. that is your warning that the round is open. When that happens, all you need to do is pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. For some reason, listen, for regulars here, you will know the issues I have with technology. I have done nothing to enable this, but the buttons that weren't working last week are now fully working. Go figure. So then, yeah, there were two ways. Wait till we open a round, then start your question with the word question. One of those will get selected at random, or send it through as a super chat. That will then come through to me, and automatically your reading will get ahead of the queue jump, all of that, and you will be the next person that I read for. If you're wondering, yes, we do have a lit candle. We light candles on this stream and also on the members only stream, because we do it to help send positive energies out to the people that need it. Today's candle is a healing candle, and we did that in the we did that in the members only. Thank you for that picture, Holland. The pajamas look great. Rupert licking his own bottom. That was not on my bingo card for today's live stream. It really wasn't. What is going on with my voice? So then, right. I think, shall we just crack on with some readings? I think we should crack on with some readings. So let's go ahead and bobbity bop 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 bobbity bop bobbity bop bobbity bop bibbity bobbity boo. Where's the button I need? Here we go. Go on then. Let's do it. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Oh, sorry, I apparently was muted. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't know I was muted. It shouldn't have been muted, but it was. I did look at it as well. It wasn't muted. And then it was. Don't you love technology? Anyway, so Melinda, you're going to be up first, my darling. That's absolutely no problem at all. All I was saying was that if the moderators, if you don't know who a moderator is, their names are in blue and they've got a little spanner next to their names. That's how you can tell who our moderators are on the channel. Right then, so I'm going to use, she says, of course, not having it at all to hand, I'm going to use the Agatha All Along deck. This is what we're going to be using today. Why? Because we're entering spooky season and because I have this deck and I absolutely friggin' love it. So why not? Why not is the answer to the question. So we might have done this, Holland. Me and Rufus were filming for the other channel. But by the way, if you didn't know, we've got a second channel. It's called Beyond Authentic Health. It's all about our weight loss journey, me and Rufus, and our health journey in particular. There's a whole discussion there about the cancer and the reason that I'm so committed to losing weight. And we also post our weight loss every week, our weigh-ins and where we are with all of that. We literally post our entire health journey over there, and the reason we do that is because you know, it can help other people, but also it helps us stay accountable. So we were on there last week, and we'd filmed in here with the backdrop up and everything. We'd sat and filmed for we call it an extra helping video, where we do a deeper dive into a weight loss subject. So we filmed this. We filmed about half an hour of it. Normally we film for about 50 minutes and cut it down, or about an hour, and we cut it down to about half an hour, sort of 30-40 minutes worth. And so we were filming, and we got about halfway done. So we'd filmed about half an hour of it. And then I looked, and the mute button was on. So we'd filmed nearly everything that we'd wanted to say on a video, and it was completely muted. So I did think, is there a way I can do it in voiceover? And then Rufus was like, no, go on, we'll just re-record. There's also been videos, though. He recorded a video. He was doing a recipe, and I think I must have been poorly, because normally we've got one cooking and the other one filming, depending on whose recipe wins on the live stream. So because his recipe had won, I was filming. I obviously do all the editing anyway, but I was filming it. And so he was front of camera. But for whatever reason, this particular day, I wasn't filming. He was doing it on his own with the camera on a thing. What's it called? What's the doodah called? The thingy, the stand. That. So he basically, anyway, so he'd filmed the whole video of, this is what we've got, this is what we've got for that, this is what I'm doing, these are the recipes, these are the ingredients, this is how I cook it. Filmed the whole thing. I went, oh, okay, I'll get it off your phone. Plugged it in, did all the things. No sound. And that was one. I said to him, do you want to just film a voiceover for it? And he went, no, well, I'll do it again another day. And I was like, okay then. It's called a doodah. Thank you. Yes, it can be a very good thing, though. It's the second time is more practice. That is very true. When we did it in here for the extra helping video, we'd already gone, which order are you gonna say that? Okay, you say that bit, I'll do this bit, we'll pick this and we'll do this. All that discussion had already happened, so it was very, very simple. And so the next time we filmed it, as you say, it was much smoother because it was straight through. So then I am just making sure, Melinda, that this deck is fully shuffled. Yes, definitely called the doodah. Everything's a doodah though, Ed. If I go into a shop and say, can I buy a doodah, please? Depending on what shop it is, you might get various different looks. Hang on. This is not a deck that I can riffle shuffle. Not that I can normally riffle shuffle. Shall I reveal my amazing abilities at riffle shuffling? Look how amazing. Look at that! That is such an amazing riffle shuffle. Well done, Lisa. That is awesome. Well done to me for the riffle shuffling. Oh my lord. Right. I'm trying to get this thoroughly shuffled out. We've got some cards that are upturned. Right then. It's a tripod. Thank you. It wasn't actually. It was a quad pod. It had 4 feet. It wasn't one like this. It was one that has a stand, and then it's one that you hold, but then the handle bit breaks into 4, so it then can be a stand as well. So it was technically a quad pod. As opposed to a gorilla pod, which I also have a couple of. They're super useful. Really expensive though, if you buy the proper brand ones. But anyone who does do filming, I would recommend getting a proper gorilla pod. It's one of the few things I would recommend buying actual branded names for, because I've had some of the knockoff gorilla pods and they are crap. They break really easily. If you don't know, a gorilla pod is the oh, you like the diddy little pod? Yeah, this is really cool. It's very useful for angling and sticking the light exactly where I need it to be. You can angle it. Obviously, you angle it up or down depending on exactly where you need it. The problem is that it's a bit too small for my setup here. But yeah, Gorilla Pods, they're the ones that have got like legs that look like they are a load of balls joined together. So it's like, or like a string of pearls, but like large ones, like beads. I know, look at me desperately trying not to say the thing. I know what they look like. The fun adult time beads that people sometimes use in bedroom settings. Hang on a second, let me just turn my phone onto airplane mode. Oh, you're watching the ADHD in full stream right now. You really are. But yes, the Gorilla Pod ones are ones that you can bend around branches or things, and they're really, really useful if you're filming and if you need, you know, to put your phone somewhere to record. Amazing for that. But get a branded one. Get a branded one. They're very, very good. Yeah, you've got one of those somewhere. Yep. I don't know where my one is off the top of my head. It's probably in the bag with other camera stuff. Right then, so Melinda Brown, we're getting to you. I think this feels suitably mixed down. Just giving it a good old shake, if you like. There we go. Right then, so we'll cleanse the space for you, Melinda. There we go. And we're going to bring in Wispy. There we go. And we bring in the little embodiment of Wispy just there. And let's have, not the disco light, let's have it on a little white light. It's a bit blue, isn't it? We go for pink. We'll go for a little pink. Oh no, there we go. We'll have the lovely purple just in front. That's pretty, isn't it? Isn't that pretty, everybody? Pretty, 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 pretties. So then, right, Wispy, Melinda would like a... Well, what else am I going to call it on the YouTube, Ed? What else am I going to call it? Oh yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think that you had one of those. I thought you had the Gorilla Pod. Yes, those ones. Yes. That needs to be a doodah. It really does. It really does need to be a doodah, that. Anyway, Wispy, we're being serious now. Okay, serious times. Why is that now? Sting. Okay, bear with everybody. Hold on. Let me just see whether it's because of the one it's plugged into. There we go. We've got lights and sound. My God. Wispy, good evening, my darling. Wispy, we're having a nice gentle stream today. I've taken all the stress out of this channel. We're just going to do it as it should be done, with lovely, lovely readings. Now, I'm not counting that as a thrown card, Wispy. So if you need to throw a card, you know what you need to do, my friend. This is going to be a reading for Melinda Brown. And Wispy, Melinda wants a general reading for the next few weeks. So that's what we're going to do, Wispy, okay? We're going to have a lovely general reading for Melinda Brown. So it will be I'll tell you what, Melinda, because it's quite quiet here tonight, we're going to do you a 6-card reading. I'm going to do you the inverted V, not inverted V, the inverted triangle, otherwise known as the V, even though it isn't a V. Wispy and or hands, let's not do that, please. Thank you very much. Right then, 2 of your adult kids are here and listening and laughing at you. Why are you laughing at Melinda? Don't laugh at Melinda. Don't laugh at your mother. That's very... Do not laugh at your mother. She went through pain birthing you or getting you or adopting you or whatever. I don't... Families are different. She went through a lot to get you. Yes. Yes, exactly. And do you think we look alike? Do you think, look, if you saw this face very quickly like this, are you ready? There you go. Would you think that you were like, oh, what's Mum doing on the telly? I know, right? We're related. You're probably my, what would you be? Niece and nephew 300 times removed or something like that. So yes, you lot behave yourself. Otherwise you'll be going back to your bedroom with no tea, no supper, and no dinner. What do Americans call it? No lunch, no food, no takeaway, no wing stop for you. No, what's pocket money? No allowance. You'll be in your room with no allowance. Don't backchat me, or you join the military or something. Is that how Americans? Is that right? Does that make sense? Anywho, let's go back to the reading. So then, for Melinda, I'm Holland. I'm not getting drawn into that discussion. I wish I hadn't said anything now. So yes, right then we speak. A general reading for Melinda, and bearing in mind her 2 children are there, so we're not going to go down the subject of beads. There you go. Only one is adopted. You gave birth to 3. The thing is, I did say I didn't know you adopted a child. That's an amazing thing to do. And it's also, these days, I do try and look at families of all different types. My family is a chosen family because the people that I'm blood related to, there's only like 2 of them that I have any contact with, and they are the 300 times removed family. My actual sibling, oh no, correction, my sibling's eldest is family. I forgot about them for a second. We all know Jay, the nibbling. They are an amazing human, but that's like, Jay's just part of my family, my immediate circle. So that's, yeah. Jay is family in a different way. Jay is family as in like me, Rufus and Jay family, right? That's like over here protected. The other blood relatives I have, there's a lot of them somewhere over there that I don't really have any contact with, and then there's the sibling who's somewhere off the face of a different planet. But my family, I think of people like the ones I have as my mods, some of my closest friends. They're my family. They're my chosen family. Neil is family to me because I've known him for longer than I've known almost anybody else on the planet at this point. You know, families come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. So yeah, anyway, that's what I was trying to say. I didn't know you'd adopted a child. That's. I think it's anyone who's able to adopt, I think, is an amazing thing for people to do. I really, really do. It's something that me and Rufus talked about 10 years ago when we were first together, about, you know, whether we would want to create a family with human children. Obviously, we've got our fur babies, and we were talking about that. And already at that point, my health was starting to slip sideways a little bit. And we were saying that certainly as where we were, bearing in mind 10 years ago I was in a lot better health condition than I am now, the signs were there that things were already happening. And so it was like, yeah, I don't think I would be able to, I don't know where my health is headed, so I don't think I'd be able to offer the type of loving family that somebody needs, unfortunately. But we did look at it quite seriously as well. So yeah, anybody who is adopted or from an adopted family, I think that's an amazing thing. I really do. There should be more people adopting. I think adoption should be made, it should be that, oh God, soapbox time. I believe very firmly, right? I believe very firmly that our chosen family should be as important as blood relatives, if not more important. And when we're in various situations, when we're able to adopt children, whether it's from within or without our own family, our own bloodlines, if you're able to adopt and give a secure base to somebody else, that's an amazing thing. An amazing thing. I know, without going into my personal life too much, I know that if things were different and a certain person who is connected to me by blood, if I had known what was happening in their immediate family, I would have tried to step in and to adopt at that point, had I known that things were tough. And I know other families that have done that. I know lots of families that have done that, not just in because of dire straits, but because somebody's passed away or because somebody just wasn't a particularly good parent. I know one person who, oh my God, it's I just turned into a teenage girl for a split second. Oh my God, it's just like EastEnders, let me tell you. But it is just like EastEnders. They were adopted by their grandmother because their mother was really young when they had them. And it was that whole, in EastEnders, you've got the... EastEnders is a UK soap, by the way. You've got a family called the Slaters. Turns out that happened there. What was it, the sister? I can't remember. But yeah, it was a very, very similar storyline to what happened to a friend of mine. To the extent that as Slaters and things, somebody I know, that as the Slater storyline was happening like 20 years ago or whatever, it was like, oh, it's a little bit close to home. But yeah, it happens. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's an amazing thing. Just really is. I think it's amazing. That is also true. This is also true. But also, siblings, like in my head, my sibling was stuck at 13 for the longest time because at 13, a bully threw a stone at them and hit them on the head. And then I went round being the big grown-up sibling looking for the bully to go, how dare you beat up or throw a stone and cut my little tiny... little tiny, little trickle. But I was like, oh, gotta go and defend my baby sibling, rah! And so for some reason, it took me until they had children for me to go, oh, they're not actually 13 anymore. Like, they are actually an adult. And, oh, yeah. Like, yeah. But sometimes we're just stuck, don't we? We get stuck in that. Anyway, what the hell am I talking about? We are all over the place. Is it too late to offer yours up for adoption? They're in their 40s now. No, but if you wanted to, you could adopt me, Patricia. You could adopt me. Because, like, obviously, both my mum and dad have passed. You could be, and all my aunts and uncles and everybody from that generation. I have nobody in my life from the previous generation. So you could always be my Auntie Patricia. If you seriously, if you wanted to adopt me, that would be amazing. Honestly, I'm all up for that. If somebody wants to adopt me at the age of, what do I say I'm on the internet? 31? 39? 42? What will you believe? 47? 49. All right. But whatever. Yes. Anyway, all of that. You met one and you do not recommend adopting him. Met who? Probably not an option now. Your son has taken away your steps so you cannot use them. He's adamant I will fall off them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's I got what you meant, Holland. I got what you meant. I got what you meant. Your baby sister was in a drug rehab when she got pregnant. Your parents raised him until 16, then passed on. Oh my God, Melinda, that's amazing. That is amazing. Oh, I bet you love him to bits, don't you? Yep. I know, my long lost cousin. Oh, okay. Patricia, we all want you to adopt us as either grands or grands or aunts. You could be granny to all of us if you wanted to. But you know, that would mean family visits and what else? What do families do? What do families do? I can't remember. Anyway, do you realise I started this like 25 minutes ago and I still haven't even shuffled. I still haven't even done your cards, have I? I'm so sorry. Hang on. You still make me smile. I still mail you smile. Say nothing to that. Yes, you do make me smile. Anyway, right. So we all want Patricia to adopt us as kin. That would be grand, wouldn't it? It would be grand. Right. Let's do your reading. I'm gonna do this again because we've talked nonsense. Just realised that's right under the microphone. So sorry if that went super loud. You have no idea what normal families do. I know. My only understanding of what normal families do is watching Christmas EastEnders and Christmas Doctor Who. That's it. You're either fighting aliens or, you know, killer Christmas trees, or you are having huge, enormous busts up and giving someone divorce papers. That was Angie and Den, wasn't it? That was the best one ever. Here you are, my sweet. What's that? Divorce papers. That was amazing. That storyline, loved that back in the day. Or Christmas. I think that was when the Slaters did the whole "You're not my mother, yes I am." That came out then. Dirty Den getting knocked off and then buried under the concrete. That was a Christmas storyline. God knows, Melinda, what do the American soaps do at Christmas time? Do they do the whole "you're your own twin brother and you're secretly married to, you know, your wife's twin sister's cousin's uncle's mum's dead brother, who is also an alien," because your soaps seem to be a bit far out compared to ours. Anywho, let's do the thing. Right then, here we go. Right, so, Wispy, for Melinda, a general reading for what is to come. We've got the Three of Cups in the Where You Are Now. We've got the Seven of Pentacles in What You Need to Know. And then we've got the Six. Hang on. Reshuffling. Reason I'm reshuffling is because this is a brand new deck and there's still going to be some cards that are mixed up in the same order. So bear with. Wispy, we want to get rid of any cards that are next to their kith and kin, unless you're intending for those cards to come up, Wispy. Right, Lisa, don't look at the chat. Turn the chat off. And there we go. And just do the damn reading. Shall I use the other deck? Because this does not want to shuffle properly. It's not getting mixed. I'll tell you what, we're going to do that. Here we go. Swapping over to the unfolded path. Unfolding path even. Sorry everybody. I know if you're watching this back, normally I do readings like a lot more than this, but I know there's not many people watching, so because of that we're just having fun. Right, Wispy, here we go. We're using the unfolding path deck, so a little bit of a shift across where you are, what you need to know, what the future is, and then a little bit deeper into it with the layers. So, where you are, King of Pentacles reversed. What you need to know, Knight of Swords. This guy is still not gone completely, has he? And the Six of Swords coming up. No, he's going to be a thorn in your side. Thorn in your side. Now, you've got the 6 and the 5 come up one after the other. Now, this deck is a deck that I use all the time. This has been shuffled so many times, worked so many times, that the fact that these cards are coming up back to back is nothing to do with the fact that they were in the order. It was a new deck. Like the Agatha all along, that is a new deck. This one, the Wispy is bringing these cards up for a reason. So we'll look at what that reason may be. See again, look, the 9 and the 8. Interesting. So Wispy, where are we going? First of all, where you are now, my darling, the Knight of Pentacles. This is finances or work. This is the King energy. I still question whether this guy is he after money? Is he after, what's he after? Why is this coming up in this position, Wispy? What is it that this guy wants? Because there's something here that feels... Oh, it's the lack of growth. Right, okay. Pentacles is the has the earth element connection, which for me always, we look at growth, we look at how things develop, we look at, you know, a lot of times in decks the pentacles is seen as seeds for the future, funding, you know, all of that malarkey. In this instance, this King of Pentacles, it absolutely is bringing home this idea of there being not just a lack of growth from this guy, but it feels like, if I was to say this entire relationship is still feeling like a weight, that you are chained at the ankle to this massive boulder, or this massive like iron ball that you are dragging around, because it is literally, he's like, whether he's still in your life or whether the damage from what he's done, whatever this is, it feels like he is absolutely still holding you back in some way. He's dragging you, he's trying to drag you backwards. This and it is this same guy, because we've got the Knight and the 6 and the 5 of swords, so many swords coming up. It really does feel as if, although he's kind of out of your life in a way, he's still impacting it. Does that make sense? Because the king this way round, kings are all about control. They think they're the bee's knees. They're not. You've got the emperor way above them and the empress way above them. But in terms of the kingdom of pentacles, this guy thinks he's the bee's knees. He thinks he's the dog's bollocks. He thinks he is, you know, all that and a bag of chips. However, I think right, I know we did a candle thing for him last week. I think he's trying to, how can I put this? I think he's trying to hang on in there in some way. I don't know whether he's still making contact with you. I don't know what's happening with that, but it feels very much like he's not wanting to leave for some reason. It's like what Wispy's giving me is this idea of he's got too much invested in you or in the relationship. Be careful with this guy. Be careful with this guy. This idea of too much invested, I don't like the way that feels, but that's what Wispy is giving me. I don't like that, Melinda. Don't like that at all. Where you are at the moment, no, sorry, what you need to know, we've got the Knight of Swords. Now, I don't know whether this is going to be representing one of your children, because knights are that slightly more younger energy, not child, but sort of, I always call it teenage energy. It's that slightly rebellious energy, or whether this is related to the king. I think it's probably related to the king. The knights, for me, they are the ones who go off half-cocked. They're the ones who think, act first and think later. They are the ones in the deck who, you know, the king says, let's hunt for the Holy Grail. The knights go, yes, let's do it. The king's never said it's a gold cup or it's a small wooden handled bucket. You know, no one knows what the Holy Grail looks like, but off they go hunting for it. It's that sort of idea. This knight is causing problems, right? And it's what you want to know. It's, oh, thank you, Wispy. It's linked it. Right, okay. not to scare you, Wispy's putting in my head this idea of stalker energy, right? This idea of this guy is not wanting to be dismissed, I guess. It's almost like, oh God, I'm getting real toxic masculinity bullshit from this, because what I'm excuse me, what I'm getting is literally this idea of, it's almost like, you can't dump me. Who do you think you are for dumping me? It's that sort of vibe. Yeah, I don't like. I think this guy is still going to be causing you some issues for a little bit. There's no major arcana cards here. And you know, you've been here long enough to know that Wispy will give me major arcana cards. If there's something I need to say to you, like contact the cops, contact this, do that, get a lawyer involved, do any of that, there would be a major card here screaming. None of that's here, so I don't think it's going to progress that far, but it does absolutely feel like you've metaphorically kicked this guy in the bollocks, in the balls, and now he's going to try and not retaliate, but he's going to try and be a thorn in your side. That bit of that song keeps going around my head, so be wary. There's a reason that Wispy's giving me that song. Thorn in my side, that's all you ever were. In the way things are going to go, bearing in mind this is only for the next couple of weeks, we've got the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about community and people around you. Swords is, again, troubles, issues and obstacles, challenges, but this feels very much like, because the Six is about this idea of crossing the river Styx, if you like, or crossing from one side to the other, this guy is not wanting to cross, right? He's really not wanting to cross. And I don't mean like, hey, he's going to cross to the other side. Like, oh no, because that would be too easy. Do you know what I mean? It's he's not wanting to give up. So when I say be warned, and it's giving stalker vibes, that literally is what I mean. It really does. It really does feel as if he's going to be causing a load of shit that you don't need. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, if I say get away from him, I don't mean that in a kind of, soap opera kind of way. Oh my God, get away from him, drama of the week, ooh. But it does feel as if he's not wanting to let you go. It really does. And it feels like you kind of got away, and he's not allowing that to happen. He's a right dick. God, this guy gives me the ick. He really is giving me the biggest ick. And I bet he wasn't like this when you were together at first, was he? I bet he was like, oh, love and light and flowers and fluffy puppies and, pastel colours. And then slowly it darkened and became smoky. And do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, initially you've got that vibe where it's all like, la 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 la, everybody's lovely, la 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 la, and then it kind of goes, and it twists and turns and gets dark. Connecting where you are with what's going on, we've got the Five of Swords. This is that, I think you're at a moment now where you do need to take some action, right? And I'm talking in the mundane, not the magical, because we can all do workings and we can do, we can send in reverse energy and we can send him all sorts of shit. But the thing with that is, if he's got a hint that you are in any way vaguely magical, spiritual, all of the above, then he's going to put it, that witchy bitch is out to get me, she's cursing me, she's... Even if you're not doing a single thing. Right? If he knows that you've got that side to you, he could easily try and go, she's put a hex on me. Even though all you've done is, put his clothes in a bin bag and leave it on the outside of your house. Leave it on the doorstep for him to pick up. Do you know what I mean? This feels like it's at a turning point. This Five. Fives are where we look at where we've come. We're partway through our journey. We re-establish, we re-evaluate, we reassert where we want and what's important to us. So you can see on this card, this person has got these 2 swords and they've got this one. They are allegedly picking them up from the battleground. So they're picking up dead people's swords. She's carrying these 2 and this one. Don't want these ones. Nah, that one's got not enough blood on it, and this one is a bit blunt. It hit too many suits of armor, not able to take it forward. By the way, I apologize for the state of my nails. They are falling apart thanks to the nail salon. So the nails themselves are super thin, super flimsy, and literally falling apart. So be warned. Not be warned, be careful. No, apologies is what I'm trying to say. I need to take the polish off and redo them, but unfortunately I think the polish is the only thing holding the nails actually together right now, because my nail beds are so thin, they've really messed them up. But anyway, so yeah, this feels like he's evaluating, right? And it feels like this is that turning point where he's either going to completely disappear or he's going to get really petty. I think he's going to get really petty. I think that he absolutely is going to see, you know, if it rains when he wants to sit in the garden, he'll blame you. You've hexed him. If he I don't know, if his football team lose, American football, if they lose a game, it will be because you've put a hex on him. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it is, he's going to think that you have somehow done that. The upside with this, because there is an upside, is that although he's acting like this petulant, annoying teenager, you are actually gaining in confidence. You are seeing him in his true colours. I'm not going to sing the song, but you are seeing his true colours now, and you are seeing very clearly who he truly is, right? And that is giving you so much more confidence. With this 9 of Wands, Wands is all about security, self-esteem, how you see yourself. You are now feeling, oh my God, not only am I glad I'm out of this relationship, but I'm also incredibly glad that I saw who he was before things got really dark. Do you know what I mean? You are now like, don't actually need him, don't actually need this. He's a complete idiot. 100%. I am so much better than him. What the hell was I thinking? All of these things are now with you, right? All of that is with you, which means you have not only seen him for who he is, but you are seeing yourself in the way of you deserve so much more and so much better than this guy who was fairly, I think, opportunistic in seeing somebody in a vulnerable point in their life and trying to you know, dive in and make things even worse for them. It does feel as if you are going to have to... I'll come to that in a second. Right, before I do that, let's look at the root. So the root for you at the moment, everything is up in the air, right? This entire relationship, this entire bit with this guy, where you are at the moment, everything is still a little bit up in the air. And what I mean by that, for me, the 8 of Wands, one of the first decks I had all of the wands scattered, and you could see it through an open window. And it was this idea of taking all the elements of your confidence, climbing up to the top of a tower, throwing them all up in the air, and then picking out the ones that you want to take forward, right? Picking out the elements that you want to move on with and leaving those behind, the others behind. And it does feel with this 8 that that process is already begun and you are moving forward, if that makes sense, because because what we've got with this 8 is all of these wands are going in a positive direction. It's all about movement. 8s are often about the journey to the 9. So it's how do you finish the task? How do you keep going? The base of this for you, my darling, at the moment, for the next couple of weeks, is that you are learning your true worth, right? And you need to be super mindful of this. whatever else is going on, I know that you've got medical stuff going on and everything else. None of that detracts from who you are, right? None of that. Whether you end up with, you know, lots of medical stuff and lots of disabilities and things you're less capable of doing, none of that detracts from who you are, right? You can't let anything in our physical realm affect you that way, because it's not going to, because you will overcome, because you've overcome worse, right? You will overcome. You'll get through this. My God, you are on your way, right? And when I say that you're on your way, I mean literally, it's almost like the universe gave you this guy for you to find your true worth, because without this guy you would have been in such a slump and feeling sorry for yourself that, you know, this has happened, that's happened, the other's happened, and how are you going to move forward? Whereas actually what you've realized, because this guy is such a douche, right? Such a dickhead. It's allowing you to finally see your worth, because my God, are you worth, he is not worth the steam off your shit, put it that way, right? He is not worth the steam off your piss. He really isn't. He isn't worth thinking about or anything else like that. He isn't worth your time. And you are now starting to see that, because this guy is such a piece of shit, right? So because of that, you are now able to see and to kind of evaluate your true worth. You're seeing that actually, my God, you are worth 10 times what this guy thought you were. 100 times. And that's why this guy was needed in your life, right? I often say sometimes the hardest lessons, the lessons we need to learn the most, are the hardest at the time to go through. But when we look back, oh my God, are we thankful for them, right? I think this relationship came into your life at a particular time when you were feeling crap, to remind you of what an amazing person you are. And whether or not you've got, you know, physical issues happening and everything else happening, whatever else is going on with that, that does not diminish who you are. This guy tried to do that, and he's still trying to do that. He's still trying to see you as less than. And what you need to remind him of is that actually you are more than, not less than. And I mean that in the way of, if you were to get the average person, right, and look at everything about the average person, and when I say average, I do mean, like, you know, not the fittest, not the fattest, not the tallest, not the shortest, the average person. When you take all of those things combined, the average person is here, right, in the middle. You are above, better, you are more capable, you are more intelligent, more empathetic, whatever, however you want to phrase it, you are more than the average person. This guy is far less than the average person. And what that means is that he is jealous of you and trying to undermine you. He's trying to bring you down to his level. And you can't let that happen. And you're not going to let that happen, because you've already got this 9 of Wands in play, right? I hope that makes sense. When we take the Knight out of the equation, we go from a past to the future. We look at this relationship. So we see this guy. We see that it's still having a bit of an effect on your life with the swords, but actually this was a turning point because it's reversed. It means this relationship, you now look at it in 2020 hindsight, and you see it for what it was. It wasn't worth the steam off your piss. We move to the 5. And we see that this was that turning point. This was that pivotal moment where you realised and reassessed what was important in your life. That gave you the confidence to start moving forward. It gave you the way to start heading in a new direction and pick the things out in life that you wanted. Oh my God, thank you, my darling. I know, that's all the mugs and things. Okay, thank you so much. I got a coffee. Look, I got a giant coffee. Oh my God. I wish you all could have a Rufus, not my Rufus, but a Rufus of your own. I really do. He's such an amazing man. I love him so much. Anyway, this was that moment where you are now able to reassess and reevaluate and find the things that are actually important to you. It is better for you, my darling, to be single than accept a guy like this. It is better for you to move forward on your own than it will ever be with a dickhead like this, right? Absolutely 100%. And then as you move forward, you've got this growing confidence. Regardless of what happens physically, you are an amazing person and you are more capable. And today we've learnt you're even more amazing than I thought you were by adopting a family member into your life. That is incredible. Oh my God. A lot of people wouldn't be able to do that. That is so amazing. You are an incredible person, right? And we look at what's to come. Yes, there are still going to be some things that you need to process and things that you need to deal with, right? That Six of Swords, there are going to be some issues. They're not going to be unsurmountable and they're not going to be too much, right? They're not going to be in anything to drag you down. You are able to move forward and away from this energy. You just need to be aware that this king is still going to be trying to cause you some shit moving forward for the next couple of weeks, right? You've got your defenses in place. I don't know American football, but the people, oh God. So I know there are linebackers. I don't know what they are, but the people that Lisa tries to explain a sport she knows nothing about to a person from a country where that sport is everything. Anyway, you know when they start and they do the whole 5, 24, 32, hop, hop, and they throw it, and then the ball goes back and then someone kicks it all the way up the other end. The people who are at that other end, the defensive people, right? You right now have got your defensive people in place. Does that make sense? I don't. Is that a quarterback or a linebacker or something? I don't know what it is, but whatever those defenses are, you've got those now, right? You now know what you're worth. This relationship had to happen for you to realize what is important in your life, right? This is one of those life lessons where now you've had this experience, you can move forward far more confident than you would have done. You would have seen yourself and you would have agreed with douchebag that you were less than because of the physical things you're going through, right? You would have agreed and said, oh my God, I'm so weak, I can't do this anymore, can't do that anymore. Whereas actually this is the making of you. This is you proving your worth and you proving at your core who you are. And you would not have been challenged this way if it wasn't for this douchebag. So whilst you might want to thank the universe for the lesson, you're in no way thanking him because he's a douchebag, right? So you thank the universe for the lesson because trust me, in 5 years' time, when you look back at this, 2025 will be that year that, oh my God, it really was a tough year to get through. But oh my God, did I learn lessons? Does that make sense? I hope that helps, my darling. Sorry, this has been the longest reading I think I've ever done, the most waffling, and the most unhingedness that my brain has ever been. But thank you very much for your question. Thank you for being here. I'm going to look in the chat now. Yeah, I hope that helps. Listen, it's not going to be plain sailing moving forward. Not as far as this guy's concerned, not as far as life is concerned. But you've got it. You've got this, Melinda. And I think for the first time, you're realising that, yeah, you do have this. I know your kids will help. I don't know if they're still watching. Mum needs a help. I know your kids will help. I know that you're, just from your interactions with us on here, I know that you are a genuinely lovely human being. And I wish that you could see yourself the way that other people see you in a positive way. I really do. Thanks for your reading. I'm going to have a look now. Right then, hang on. Dormouse, good evening, Dormouse. You was out, what? You was out midweek down at the rock pools. That's at the beach, isn't it? Where you've got the things and the water gets trapped. That's a rock pool. I was thinking, was that like a swimming pool called a rock pool? Huge moon reflecting on waves coming in, utterly beautiful. I would say, did you take photos? But when you're in the moment, you probably didn't. Oh, hang on. Oh, God, there's loads of comments. Oh, Jesus, how far back? We need to have a family reunion get together. We do. Christmas Eve we eat and exchange gifts. We could do that on a video thing. Oh, we could do that on a video thing. That could be a thing. Holland, you are the child of someone I loved long ago. Okay. You blocked him on everything. Here we go. And what? Do you know what? When I read the comments, I've got a little tiny thing. It comes up on my screen, very similar to this, in big bold. And I keep trying to read it off the little tiny text. I should just read it from there. You've blocked him on everything, an order protection, but his uncle drove by your house. And you live in the middle of nowhere, so he has no business driving by your house. Amazon do fairly affordable CCTV security cameras. I know because we've got some in the house. They are Blink do them. That is linked to Amazon. You can get a subscription for very little money through Amazon. It's kind of like the Ring doorbell ones, but a different company that Amazon also bought out. But again, quite affordable, quite good. You can get phone alerts and updates and things like that. So do look at that. He's accusing you of damaging his truck and wants to get money from you. Oh, God, he's a piece of piss. Isn't he a piece of shit? Yay, that would be good. I agree with that entirely. Yeah, I also agree. Yes, or burn it. Or this. Yes, that's also a good way of doing it. He definitely has narcissistic behaviours. Oh my God, yes, narcissistic. You filed an order of protection. He says he doesn't believe in it. Oh, secretly he does. Secretly he does. He's a Cowboys fan, red flag. Cowboys is a football team, yeah? As opposed to he likes the Marlboro Man. Sort of, that was a cowboy. That was a cowboy, wasn't it? Yes, that was a cowboy. You know, where he's like, I'm Marlboro Man, smoking a fag. Smoking a cigarette. Fags mean something else in the States. Over here they mean cigarettes. Let's just... Don't even go there with that thought, Lisa. Carry on. Don't go there. You will get struck off the YouTube. Yeah, you did see his true colours shining through. Dormouse, how dark the nights are now. I love it. I love the dark nights. You've got surgery scheduled for next September the 22nd. Okay, I will mark on the calendar. Mine is on the 24th. One of mine. The cancer one is on the 24th. So it's going to be a busy week that week, isn't it? For the magical energies. We'll put on the calendar Melinda surgery. I've got this month. I've got Rufus's surgery this month, your surgery this month, my surgery this month, and my other surgery this month. Complicated. It's throwing it down with rain. Oh, it did that earlier. I hope doggos are all okay. Yes, be careful. You're a Pisces and you're always looking for the good in people. You saw it was good. He was faking it and you saw his true colours. Absolutely, my darling. Listen, don't get yourself upset. The fact that you saw his true colours eventually. Narcissists are very, very empathetic. Right? They're full of empathy. They have to be, because they can sense another person's emotions or they can pick up on them and twist them. That's how narcissists work. It's not that they don't have empathy, it's that they actually have a lot of empathy, but they twist it, right? You would have seen his projected self, and he would be very good at doing that because he understands empathy. And if he's got those narcissistic tendencies, they are some of the worst people in life that we can deal with. Again, I think my sibling has narcissism, is absolute fully Amberlin coded. I was about to say he's fully narcissist coded. Rue has bad Old Cara to area. I'm not sure what that is. on the corner of his eye, so feeling poorly and eating even less if that's possible, just giving him some pain relief and tucked him up. Oh my god, that's so amazing. I hope Rue's okay. Coffee bringing husbands are the best husbands. Tell me about it. Ulcerated area. Oh, I hope he feels better soon. Oh, Dormouse. All the love to Rue. Well, Candle, Hygeia, also send some lovely energy to Rue, please. This was a healing candle that I lit earlier. Way in the other stream. Better alone than with him or anyone like him. Absolutely, my darling. You're not wealthy with money, but you're wealthy with blessings and kids and grandkids who love you. Exactly. Oh my god, in that case, if we talk about wealth as in the people who love us, you are a billionaire, my darling. You've got people that you've never met on the other side of the planet wishing you very best and all of that. Do you know what I mean? You've got people whose faces you don't even know, and you are, apart from in their little profile pics, wishing you well and hoping for the best. And do you know what I mean? That means you're a billionaire. He was envious of your blessings. Absolutely. Yes, I love it. I love the nippy hair. I love the colours. Yeah, I love it. All of it. Hang on a second. He even accused you of faking your ankle injury. He's just a... He's a corn-fed, ultra-douchey, nutty twat monkey. C-U-N-T. Absolutely. That does sound awesome. Autumn is the lady's gift to us before the winter arrives. I love autumn. Loads of acorns and berries on the trees. Oh, a bad winter if there's loads of fruits. Oh, we'll have to have a look at that. My surgery, I've got laser surgery on my eye on the 17th. I've got cancer surgery on the 24th, and Rufus has his neck surgery on the 30th. So we've got 2 weeks of back-to-back surgeries, left, right and centre. Brian's having hand surgery at some point too. Oh my god, all the surgeries in September. Just think though, we'll all be like doing marathons by Christmas. We'll all be doing cartwheels and backflips and shadow puppets. What do you do? And making origami. Yes, or something. Yeah, hugs to Brian. Oh gosh, I hope Brian's okay, Holland. Again, send us details and I can do candles and things. I need to get a whole bunch more green candles out of the cupboard. There's somewhere in the mess here. I hope that's everything is going okay for you, Melinda. I hope everything helped. Words. Hang on a second. I hope the reading helps. He is still going to be a douche, right? You've still got a little bit of unfinished backwash maybe to come from him. So yeah, he's a gobshite. Nothing but shite coming out of his mouth. Oh, playing the piano, absolutely, yes, that. I hope that helps, Melinda. Love to your kids. Hello, hope you're watching. Yeah, listen, you're worth so much more than him. You really are. So much more than him. I cannot tell you. But you do know now. You do know. If you get with the next person, right? Whenever that happens, you do know we're going to be like a overprotective father. Us here on the channel. We're going to be like, excuse me. We need to vet this guy. We need to have a video call. We need to see what he's like. We need to ask what his intentions are of our Melinda. We need to make sure. We need to do a background check. We need to see what his business model is. Where is he in his life? Just so you know. The next one, we're not going to be as blasé. Anyway, thank you very much. That's it for today. We've done one reading. No, I'm joking. It is 8:20 here in the UK. Let me know what time it is where you are coming in from. Also, if you haven't done already, please do the things. Hit that thumbs up button. Why does that? It doesn't even look like my hand, does it? It looks like a CGI hand. If you haven't done already, please hit the thumbs up button. You can see, look at that in the background. You can see it's mine because it's reflecting off Magic's cage. And also, please do the YouTubey thing. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, dong your bell. And can I ask you, if you're watching this, if you haven't subscribed to the health channel, please do, because that is where I will be posting updates on my surgery and things as all of that happens. And that is where I will be doing things as we move forward in terms of my weight loss and everything else, but the health journey will be documented over there. I'm going to try and keep it off this channel, apart from, you know, mentioning it as I've done several times during the live tonight. But apart from mentioning it, I'm not really going to do a lot regarding what's happening over there. So yeah, if anybody does want a reading, I can open the new round now. And hopefully I'm back off mute. It says I am, but last time it didn't. Oh, Melinda, listen. Oh, listen. We love our community members, right? You are part of the Beyond Authentic family now. You just are. You just are. And because of that, even if we didn't look alike, the fact that you support the channel and the fact that you're here every week and the fact that we share, you know, we all share your story. We all share what's going on in your life. You're part of the extended family. Sheikha Magol, you've got a question. Okay, my darling. That one is in. Oh, that's a good point about making a poppet out of an old t-shirt. You can do if it's one that, as again, that was yours. It depends what it's for. I kind of agree with this and kind of disagree with this. It depends what it's for. If you're wanting a poppet that you make out of, if you're wanting a poppet that is for health, for you, then it can be a really useful thing to have something so deeply tied to you. Or you can also like buy poppets and then put the energy onto them. This one came from somewhere, can't remember where. I've got one that was sent to me by a member, really lovely, that's over on the other side. It all depends on what you want to do, but you can make poppets out of absolutely anything. If it is a piece of clothing that you've had but your poppet is representing someone else, then cleanse it, either by passing it over smoke or ritualistic smoke or incense or something to cleanse, but just be aware that if that is something that you are associated with that t-shirt, it's something there's going to be a connection there. It could be really good if you want it to just be about your health. If you want it for other things, be a little bit mindful, because as Patricia says, it might have a bit of control over you personally. Be careful how you use the poppet. Hopefully when we're back to doing more ad hoc podcasts and things like that, we'll talk about poppets, because it's a really interesting subject. Anyway, shall we get a video on? Let's get a video on. You've got about 30 seconds if you want to pop your question in. Go ahead and do that. Let's have a lovely calming waterfall. If you would like a tarot reading, now is your time to get your question in. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Exactly, and if you don't know who the mods are, they have their names in blue and a spanner next to their name. Sheikha Magol, it looks like you're the only question for this round, so I am going to go ahead and do your reading. So then, let me have a look. Why is that not? Here we go. Right then, why is that not showing up on screen? Did it not show up on screen before? That's interesting. Isn't that interesting? I find that interesting, even if nobody else does. No, clearly not. Clearly not transitioning across with me. Oh well. So then, my darling, your single, a one love reading, please. I love reading. Absolutely, my darling. We can do that for you now. As always, we are going to cleanse the space. And I'll bring in the always lovely, lovely Wispy. Who doesn't want me to shuffle today, apparently. So then, Wispy, Sheikah McGall would like a question. They are looking for a love reading. What is to come in terms of love? I think a card just flipped. Did you see that then? A card did just flip. It's the Nine of Swords reversed. Right, you saw that flip and go back into the deck. This is a clarifying or modifying card. So, this is an important one. So, the Nine of Swords. Swords are your challenge suit. Swords are the suit all about difficulties, challenges and obstacles, okay? Okay, Melinda, bye, my darling, all my love. Hopefully everything goes okay for you this week. Let us know. Hopefully we'll see you next Sunday. Take care, my darling, and bye to your kids. Bye, kids. Remember, no allowance if you play up for your mum. Great auntie Lisa, twice removed, times 50. It's telling you. There you go. So, Sheikah, the Nine of Swords, let me just take that chat off screen. There we go. So I don't get distracted. The Nine of Swords is all about sleeplessness, right? Having so many problems and issues that they are keeping you awake at night. When it's reversed, I think it's stuff that you're not really able to process. It's not really about stuff that you've done. So it's not like you're looking back at the mistakes that you've made. This is about, I guess, you feeling super, super, super lonely at the moment. Would that make sense? Now that to me is a little bit of a warning, right? It's telling me instantly, thank you, Wispy, that you need to be careful that you hold your boundaries, right? In other words, it means you don't accept a bad relationship just because you're so lonely, right? Does that make sense, my darling? So this is not a time for you to just choose to be with any old random person that doesn't actually deserve you. This is where you have to be even more mindful of the type of relationship you want, okay? Because when you're feeling this lonely and vulnerable and probably a bit sad, that is when it's very easy for someone to come into your life and just say, hi Sheikah, do you want to go for coffee? Oh, by the way, you'll have to pay for the coffee. Hi Sheikah, the coffee was lovely, should we go for dinner? But obviously I can't pay at the moment, but if you pay, we'll have a lovely time. Hi Sheikah, I need you to help me because my electric's been cut off because I couldn't afford it. Could you just loan me some money to pay the bill? Because I'll give you it back when I'm paid. Honestly, I will. Oh, well, hi, Sheikah. Unfortunately, my wages haven't come through this month. Can you just lend me another 500? Can you just do this? Can you just? And when we're feeling really, really low and we're feeling, a bit crap about ourselves, that can be something that people take advantage of, okay? So just be warned of that, my darling. Right then, Wispy, we're doing Sheikah's 3-card love pull, and we're going to do the standard where you are right now. Again, look at that card. Talk about loneliness. This person is hugging that pillow for comfort. Where you are, what you need to know, and what is coming up. Right, okay, that reflects the feeling I was getting. Okay, listen, I don't know whether you've met someone already, but warning is on the cards. So the 4 of Pentacles is coming up where you are right now. Now, Pentacles normally people relate to money, career, finance, but this is actually telling me that this is about growth and about your grounding, that earth energy is coming in, right? The 4s are about stability. This is saying that it's not a cup card. So it's not just that you are feeling lonely and vulnerable in your life. It feels like you are a bit stuck in general, right? Not just in your love aspect, because this isn't cups, but in general, you're feeling a bit stuck. You're feeling a bit stagnant. The energy that you've got around you right now just feels a bit same old, same old. It feels like you're not really moving forward in life. It feels like you're sort of stuck in a rut. Every day is a bit similar to the last day, and tomorrow's going to be similar to today. Do you know what I mean? If it was this way up, it's like this is that nice, comforting, things are ticking over, everything's nice and stable. When it's this way up, it's stagnant. So that energy feels like a bit like the film Groundhog Day, or you know, one of those movies where you repeat the same day. It feels like you're stuck in a bit of a loop, and that can be really, really energy sucking, if that makes sense. It can really leave you feeling a bit blue and a bit down, because you've got this idea of what's the point? Tomorrow's going to be the same as today. Today was the same as yesterday. Everything's a little bit stagnant. Now, you are able to change this. You are completely able to change this, right? It's all about making that feeling of growth, or that feeling of new energy, bringing that in, right? You are able to do that at any point. Sometimes when we're in the middle of that, everything feels very same old, everything's very stagnant, we feel stuck. But you can make those changes, right? What you need to know, we've got the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is sometimes called a guru, sometimes called a teacher, sometimes they represent a spiritual leader. This one has a pentacle on, it has a Star of David, it has a crucifix, we've got a moon and a star. I think that relates to Hinduism. We've got other religious iconography all running through it, Egyptian and all sorts. This is talking about potentially your spiritual self, but it's talking about speaking to some kind of teacher, leader, professional type person, right? So it could be speak to a counselor. It could be, if you are of a particular religion, speak to somebody within that. Speak to somebody whose advice you trust on trying to get out of this rut, or get out of this feeling of stagnancy. I will say, I don't know whether you've met anybody. Let me just have a look in the chat to see if there's any comments on there about that. I don't know whether you've met anybody, or if there is anything recently that is coming in. Hold on to that too long and now feeling very late. Right, okay, my darling. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I don't think this is about anyone you've met recently. I think this is more about you if I say you need to kick up the bum, do you get what I mean by that? Sometimes we need a bit of a jolt to get ourselves out of that situation. In the UK, we say you need to kick up the bum or kick up the arse, because it's that thing of sometimes we just need someone else to give us that, oh, okay, I'm moving now. And you could take this tarot reading as that. Or you could see the Hierophant. It could be a spiritual leader. It could be a teacher. It could be somebody that you get some solid advice from. Okay, so whoever that person is, whoever you are seeking that advice from, as I say, teacher, counselor, what would it be? Priest, imam, rabbi, priestess, whatever guru that this could relate to, yoga instructor, whatever that sort of your spirituality would be. whoever this person represents, speak to them about how you get out of this feeling, right? Because I think that is the most important thing. There is no reading here particularly about romance, apart from these two cards, and they're coming up as warnings, right? We've had this clarifying card, this magician card. This you need to be very mindful of, because this is in the what's coming up, right? Magicians this way up are saying that you have all the tools available to you. You have all of the energy, all of the ability for you to change your life. You've got the power within you, right? All of that this card would be representing. When it's this way up, you need to be careful of manipulation, right? Because it's almost warning you that you could meet someone, and because you're feeling a bit vulnerable, because you're feeling in that sort of lonely post heartbreak, I would say, I wouldn't say this doesn't feel like you're still in that heartbreak situation, but it feels like, you know, whenever your last relationship was, it feels like I don't think you're not over it, because I think you are, but I think it's left you with that heartache, not heartbreak. Does that make sense? That lonely feeling. That would be very easy for someone very manipulative to come in and play on that. And that's what this is warning me of. And I think that's what this is warning me of too, right? Be careful. You've got the Hierophant, which is a major arcana card. You've got the Magician, which is a major arcana card. Both of these cards are telling me in huge, big, shouty words that the way you need to move forward right now is to get some advice from somebody who is more learned, more experienced, more trained in some capacity, someone who you see as being that teacher, counselor, priest, that sort of role, okay? Someone whose advice you are going to listen to, rather than just being, you know, someone on the street or a friend who doesn't know a lot. Do you know what I mean? Seek out that professional advice. The Magician here keeps telling me that you need to be very mindful that you aren't manipulated or tricked, okay? And what I mean by that is that you've got the energy to move out of this rut. You've got the energy to move on. You've got that energy. We all have. Even when we feel that we don't, it's within us. All we've got to do is put that into action. As somebody with ADHD, I struggle with executive function, which means I need to clean my desk. I've got stuff, look, if I move the camera that way, there's stuff every which way, right? I need to clean my desk. I have needed to clean my desk for weeks. Have I done it? No. Hang on, sorry everybody, I've moved the camera, haven't I? And now it's all out of sorts. There we go. Have I done it? Clearly not. Do I need to? Yes. The desk was actually 25 times worse than this at 6 p.m, so 2.5 hours ago, when I was doing a members only live stream, and I had to sort it out whilst I was on that live stream, because my executive dysfunction doesn't allow me to do some tasks. As much as I need to get it done, it doesn't allow me to do it. This feels in a similar way for you. So this is going to that advice person, getting that advice, getting that way forward, and then putting it into action. But do be mindful, because this Magician card, make sure the person you ask, if it's a teacher, a doctor, a counsellor, a lawyer, whoever this person is that you are a priest or priestess or shami or, you know, rabbi, imam, make sure that they are actually who they are, right? Make sure that they've got the paperwork behind them is all I'm going to say, because you need to still keep your wits about you in moving forward. I know it's talking about, you know, you could be manipulated. Make sure the person you go to for advice doesn't do that. There's no love energy here, and there's a reason for that, my darling. It's because you're not bringing any love energy right now, right? You're bringing this stuck oh my god, brain, stagnant, there you go. My brain was going stigma. No, you are bringing that stagnant energy at the moment. You need to clear all that energy out of your life. You need to be able to open back up and start moving forward in a really positive way. I'm just going to put this candle out before it burns everywhere. You need to move forward in that really positive way to have that energy come into your life. Okay? At the moment, the energy around you is a bit stuck. Once you open that up, once you clear that energy out, get new energy in, whether that is speaking to this professional person, speaking to that, you know, spiritual leader, that it could be something as simple as, you know, getting rid of some baggage with a counsellor. It could be something like, I don't know, starting some outdoor yoga or Tai Chi that gets you physically moving and gets you into that next sort of, that slightly better headspace, that slightly better energy. Whatever you need to get that energy moving, it will come. It's just that at the moment, I think you're feeling completely locked down and completely shut in, if that makes sense. If there's any hint of medical depression, right? If you've been feeling down and blue for a while, please see a GP, please see a doctor, because depression is a actual thing. It can be caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain. I was diagnosed with that chemical imbalance many years ago. I take a tablet every day. I take medicines for my pancreas because I'm diabetic every day, and I take a medicine for my brain every day because I have a chemical imbalance. The chemical imbalance in my pancreas causes diabetes. The medical imbalance in my brain causes depression. One is perfectly accepted. The other one people talk about as if it's a bad thing. I see them both the same. There is a chemical imbalance in a couple of body parts. If you are suffering from depression, if that Nine of Swords has been there for a long time and you need some medical help to help with that, don't feel shame, don't feel stigma. It's just an imbalance that can sometimes be helped. Not every time. Sometimes counselling might help. Sometimes, you know, moving on in life might help. But if it is something that you need a tablet or a medicine to help you with, seek it out. Okay, hope that helps, my darling. I really do. And let us know how things go. Love energy will come when you're in the position to receive it. Right now it doesn't feel as if you've got much. If I say all your buckets are full right now, right, it's a bit like you've collected loads of rainwater. Right? Go with me on this. You've collected loads of rainwater over the last few weeks and months. So all your buckets are full. The problem is they've been sat there for a long time. So all those buckets, the water in them has gone a bit green with algae. Some of it's gone stagnant, it's got mosquitoes in it. Some of it is, the bucket is rusted. So a lot of those are no good. Oh look, it's about to rain, but all your buckets are full of muddy, horrible, stagnant water right now. What you need to do is empty those buckets out, give them a clean, sterilize them, and get that lovely new crisp rainwater that's coming down, or that waterfall water, whatever you want to say, that new energy that comes into your life. You want to collect some of that. The only way you can do it is by clearing out some of those old stagnant buckets of that energy from the past. Once you do that, that new water, that new energy comes in. Some of that new energy coming in could well be love energy. It could well be that positive vibe. Either way, it's going to be clean and fresh energy, clean and fresh water going into those buckets, right? That is where you are right now. Your buckets are full, stagnant, not much you can do. A bit of help. So that would be that guru card, that Hierophant card. Ask a professional. You may get, again, if we think about buckets, you may need a plumber or a cleaner or someone to come in, or a bucket maker to help refresh that. Ready for when that new energy comes, you're able to take it. Hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. I know I am the queen of spurious analogies, but I hope that makes sense to you, and thank you very, very much for your question. Right, let me have a wee look. That makes so much sense. Thank you, my darling. I know I'm good, aren't I? You have feeling so stuck for since so long. At the end of the month, you've got a meeting with a psychologist. Did I say psychologist? I said counsellor, didn't I? And doctor. You haven't met anyone yet because the energy is blocked. Because all your buckets are full. That's what it is. They're all full of stagnant water. Give it a good swish out. Chuck them out. Go and water the garden with them or whatever else. Do you know what I mean? Move forward. Thank you so much for you. This makes so much sense. I have feeling stuck and numb as well. You'll work on yourself. Oh my God. No worries, my darling. It really motivates you to work on you. My darling, sometimes all of us get stuck. We do. And sometimes we just need that little nudge from someone that cares to move forward. And hopefully I may be that little nudge for you, or your psychologist meeting at the end of the month, that could be your little nudge. Hopefully things go well for you, my darling. Fingers crossed. Either way, it feels like you've got some buckets to organise. Thank you very much for your reading. Right, we've got about 10 minutes left. So if you want a quickie, I can do you a quickie. Not in the way that Rufus once said. But anyway, if you fancy a quick tarot reading, get your question in right now. I'll pop the thing in the chat. There you go. If you do that right now, I will get your reading on if you've got a quick question that you would like to ask. I do have a reading I've got to do for a YouTuber, actually, that I requested, and it was the weirdest timing because it turns out to be exactly a year since her last reading, and it was also her birthday. So I've got one of those to do, which I'll probably do either later today or early tomorrow and get sorted. So I do still do private readings and things for people, but obviously if you would like to help support the channel, you can always do so by going across and becoming a member of Beyond Authentic. That is a way that some people are choosing to help the channel. It's a lovely way because it does give you access to our members only live streams. Ask your question now. Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks and more. Just click on Join for more information. Thank you to all our members. Absolutely, thank you to the members. I've got to say that because we have such a good community for the members here. We really, really do. It's such a wonderful space. And you'll all know that I have been, I am reducing down my weekly lives on the channel for a little while, just so I can deal with other things going on and obviously the health issues that I'm having. But I so enjoy the members chats. I really, really do. And I will be sorting out another giveaway competition-y type thing coming up very soon. Hopefully, I am hoping that the 26th of September, the Friday the 26th, I'm hoping to be able to do the Friday Night Live, Friday Night Natter on that one for the members, and hopefully I'll be able to do another wee giveaway and things on there. I'm saying hopefully because obviously we've got to wait for my surgery date, my surgery healing thing, which will be on the 24th. So hopefully that will all go well and I'll be able to do the stream on the Sunday. I shouldn't be any problem. Famous last words, but it shouldn't be any problem because it's such an easy surgery this time round. It's only camera jobby, which is uncomfortable, but camera, zap zap, and done. Do you know what I mean? Should be fairly simple. But yeah, the members are an amazing group on the channel, and the memberships enable us to help it will be 3 very worthy charities, and also they help pay for things like the editing software and things that I use, and other bits and pieces. So yeah, thank you ever so much to the members. And also I will say the members community is, I think, one of my favorite places on the internet. I love it so much. I really, really do. But if nobody else wants a reading, I think we're going to call it a little, we're going to call an end to tonight's stream. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you once again to the members, and thank you to everybody who subscribed. Thank you to the moderators, without whom I could not do this. It's been a very quiet stream, I think largely because my ADHD brain forgot to put it up in advance. There is apparently a distinct pattern that we are starting to see play out on the channel now, where if I don't load the live streams a good week in advance, YouTube doesn't push it out for whatever reason. So we will make sure that I'm going to do that as soon as this is over. So I will get that sorted for next week. But thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It amazes me that I have anybody at all that listens to my twaddle here on the internet, but thank you so much for those of you that have chosen to do so tonight. And I'm going to say, with much love and compassion and empathy and warm hearts and all of that, I'm going to say goodnight to you all, and hopefully we'll see you again very soon. And as I always say, stay true, stay you, stay authentic, and I will definitely see you on the next one. And I will see you very, very, very soon. Bye-bye.
They're witches.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
'Cause she's a witch.
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch.
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back.